At last, Bennett's apartment building. Shouldn't be too hard to find a fire escape to get up there. I'll go up to his penthouse, steal the recordings of my therapy sessions, and find out what happened on Mala Island once and for all. Okay, now! Darn it. I can't take the luxury of going into the street again, or someone might recognize me. So I better just do what I came here for. Bad news. There's no sign of a fire escape. I'll have to find some other way into the building.
Okej, witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie. Z tej strony Remix. To jest 5. rozdział Runaway, Przewrotny los. I w końcu udało nam się uciec z zakładu psychiatrycznego. Jesteśmy na ulicy. Pierwsze co nasuwa mi się to pogrzebać w śmieciach, bo czemu nie?
Filth, trash and garbage. And
O, mamy tylko lejek.
Paint. Okay, technically that's just garbage too, but it's so shiny and pretty.
Okej. Mamy śmietnik, tu jakiś plakat, olać plakat, okno.
Well, actually it's not a window. It's just a thick glass panel that doesn't open or close.
Aha. A co tam jest?
That's the dining area in a restaurant. Looks empty. Oh wait, there's a guy asleep at one of the tables, I think.
Myślałem, że to jakaś łazienka i będzie się kobieta kąpać.
No, I see a bit of light and would rather avoid the risk. I'd rather not get any closer while there's people hanging around. I don't want anybody to recognize me.
Okej. Kurde. Cały czas mnie tu gardło drapie. No ale co? Przecież nie będę siedział i cały czas oglądał
That must be the service entrance or something like that.
filmów czy coś, czy sam grał. Trzeba ponagrywać coś.
Locked. Let's make a
Obiecałem sobie,
preliminary
że
attempt.
przez te wakacje trochę ten mój kanał
The manhole cover is so thick and the hole so
podreperuję.
small that I could never lift it with my bare hands. Not even with the tried and true technique of sticking in my pinky finger.
Pinky finger. O. Chodźmy tam. Co tutaj zostajemy? Więcej śmieci. No to jedziemy.
No.
Czemu nie? O, mimo że tak dużo rzeczy, myślałem, że będzie więcej szukania, to tylko takie popatrz na ruchomy punkt.
I'd love to,
Napraw.
but my schedule's all booked this week. Call me next week and I'll make some time at my unrepairable contraption repair garage.
W warsztacie naprawczym przedmiotów nienaprawionych.
No
Ojejku,
thanks.
odbija mi się.
It's busted worse than Mickey McGinnis's brain. Yes, sir. The one from Hi, I'm Mickey. Who are you?
O. Najpierw może na drabinę wejdę sobie, zanim pójdę dalej.
The end is here.
Siema.
Have a nice...
Co? Co jest? Jakiś koleś mi przywalił. I spadłem z samej góry.
This
Nie
here's
wiem,
Bennett's
jak tu jest
apartment building.
wysoko, ale...
Come on, let's cut through here.
No, let's go another way. Or do you want to stay to chum around with the bums?
I'm shocked. I'm terribly sad
What?
to hear this. The doctor he was a very close friend, so all we can do for him now, and especially for Brian, is watch this.
Patient, Brian Basco, session 25, October the 6th, 2008.
Good, Brian. Before continuing with your memories, would you like to go over what you've been explaining to me in your latest sessions?
Yes.
All right. Tell me about how
opowiedz
you
mi.
infiltrated Kordsmeyer's camp.
I knew Kordsmeyer was waiting for a scientist.
A,
to
ja
come
jestem nim.
Thanks to
Myślałem,
O'Connor,
że
a really
taki
dumb
what the
soldier,
fuck.
I was able to impersonate the scientist, but I couldn't find Gina.
Myślałem, że jestem
Still, I
Brian,
discovered
a
clues
Bennett
that something
jestem.
weird was happening in the lake, and also that the only person who'd know what was going on was this guy named Professor Simon in Alaska.
Okej, jaki był związek między Giną i istotami pozaziemskimi?
What was the relationship between
Żaden.
Gina and the extraterrestrials?
When Gina fell into the lake, they rescued her and took her to their ship. She had gunshot wounds, probably inflicted at the orders of Kordsmeyer. They tried everything they could to heal her, but without the energy stones, Gina would soon die.
So the extraterrestrials found Gina?
When Gina fell into the lake, they rescued
Nie,
her.
nie, 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 nie.
She had gunshot wounds,
Ja
probably
myślałem, że to
inflicted at
będzie
the
jakieś
orders of
dalsze,
Kordsmeyer.
nie.
They tried everything they could to
Matko
heal her,
Boska.
but without the energy stones, Gina would soon die.
Skończmy, przejdźmy do rzeczy. Opowiedz mi o swojej podróży na Alaskę.
Tell me about your trip to Alaska.
When I found Professor Simon's house somewhere in the middle of Alaska, he told me the unbelievable truth. At the bottom of the lake on Mala Island, there was a spacecraft from the planet Trantor. With the help of an alien accomplice, Kordsmeyer stole some energy stones from the Trantorians, and without them, these aliens would die for sure. He would only
Szamał
return
cygaru.
them in exchange for a technologically advanced Trantorian weapon.
No dobra, może po
Everything
kolei.
began during your vacation in Hawaii, correct?
Yes, Gina hired Otto, an old German pilot, to take us on a day trip to Mala Island. I think Otto had a heart attack. When we flew over a big lake, I threw Gina out the door with the only parachute on board. And then I tried to land the plane.
Co się stało, kiedy próbowałeś lądować awaryjnie na
What
wyspie
happened when you attempted
Mala?
the crash landing on Mala Island?
Otto had vanished. I found a military camp by the lake. I asked the soldiers if they'd seen Gina, and I talked to their main officer, Colonel Kordsmeyer. He told me he hadn't seen her, but I could tell he was hiding something. So I decided to infiltrate the camp and search for her.
Do you still believe there were extraterrestrials on Mala Island?
When I found Professor Simon's house somewhere in the middle of Alaska, he told me the unbelievable truth. At the bottom of the lake on Mala
Ja
Island, there was a
pierdolę.
spacecraft from the planet
Mogę
Trantor.
kliknąć escape? Mogę, dobra. Znalazły Ginę, czy udało ci się odzyskać kamień energetyczny kosmitów?
Did you get the extraterrestrials' energy stones
Daję
back?
sobie w
Getting the stones Kordsmeyer had stolen was impossible.
Masakra.
But with some friends' help, I found another piece of Trentonite. It had been hidden for centuries in a pirate ship at the bottom of the Pacific. I got that stone and returned to Mala Island.
Okay, Brian. I guess this is about as far as we can go with our review of prior sessions. Let's delve into unknown territory at last. In the fantasies that your memory seems to recognize as reality, did you manage to deliver the energy stone to the Trantorians and save Gina's life?
It's all a bit confusing.
Just try, Brian. Did you get to the lake without being seen by the soldiers?
Yes, there was a turtle. I followed one of them in order to sneak onto the ship, but Kordsmeyer, Tarantula, and their troops were a few steps ahead of me. I took out one of the guards and put in his uniform, but then they saw me. To reach the heart of the spacecraft, I was going to have to do it the hard way.
Zabił pies. Co jest?
In the end, I made it to a sealed chamber. My sixth sense told me where I was supposed to place the Trentonite.
System dla idiotów.
And that's how I managed to get the Trentonite to Alpha, the leader of the Trantorian ship.
It's fascinating that your mind is able to believe all of these wild adventures, Brian. Let us continue.
Czemu sprawdzenie Alfa odzyskał siły?
Did it take Alpha long to get his strength back?
Not long at all. In a matter of minutes, he went from being half dead to being completely healthy.
Were the Trantorians able to regain control of their ship?
Yeah, Alpha woke up the rest of the crew, and they attacked the soldiers and took Kordsmeyer prisoner, as well as Tarantula and the alien trader who'd stolen their energy stones.
No i dobra. Mogę z tymi? Nie, muszę. Nie mogę. Dobra, muszę myszką. Mówiłeś mi, że Alfa to, czyli dobrzy mali Marsjanie pobawili się trochę ze złymi człekokształtnymi.
So, the good little Martians had a field day with the bad old humanoids, right?
Yeah, Alpha woke up the rest of the crew, and they attacked the soldiers and took Kordsmeyer prisoner.
Kurwa. A potem tylko nie mów, że Trantorians są tylko...
And then what? Don't tell me the Trantorians themselves took Kordsmeyer to the authorities.
No, they used a mind control device, so I'd do it for them. By activating it, I could take control of Kordsmeyer's body while I just sat there, motionless. And by controlling the Colonel, I could make him confess his crimes to his second-in-command, Lieutenant Colonel Jerome D. Chapman, who would no doubt arrest him. I had to do this fast, because after 1 hour, the person using the mind control device loses his powers and the device disintegrates.
Would it bother you to tell me how the Trantorians plan to get Kordsmeyer to turn himself in again?
Czy nie?
No, they
Tak,
I had
to
to do
samo
this fast.
By the way, how was Gina during all this?
Luckily, she was fine, but she was still unconscious. Alpha told me she would still take a while to wake up, and that afterwards she wouldn't remember a thing.
Kurwa, Mass
But I
Effect.
didn't care. I finally got to see her again, alive and safe and sound.
To niebezpieczne. Innymi słowy, Trantorians zostawili ci kukułcze jajo, odleci za...
In other
Kupet.
words, the Trantorians left you with this hot potato and took off. The nerve.
They said that Earth had become too hazardous for them, and that they would never return. They vanished in utter silence. Nobody saw them appear, and nobody saw them when they left.
In other words, the only gift they gave you was this device, which you say would stop working after 1 hour.
In addition to the device, they gave me a very special gift. However, they insisted I be careful. Trentonite is powerful, so I had to keep it from falling into the wrong hands.
Let's go over everything again. The Martians gave you the Trantonite and a device to control Kordsmeyer's brain with, and then they left. And what happened to all of you who were inside the ship?
Alpha told me the soldiers would be beamed back to the military camp, and that all of their memories about the spacecraft would be erased instantaneously. As for me, I appeared inside of Colonel Kordsmeyer's tent. I could still control everything he did. I could see myself holding on to the mind control device. Then I remembered what Alpha had said. I had 1 hour to make sure Kordsmeyer was put in jail before the device would disintegrate. Just 1 hour.
How am I gonna do this? I've got to get Kordsmeyer and Tarantula arrested. But as soon as that happens, then Trantonite will probably get taken away. I'm not sure how I'll set things up, but within an hour, the Colonel and his mercenary will be behind bars. And my Trantonite will be in a place where nobody can find it but me.
O, jesteśmy Kordsmeyerem. I jemu też się zmienił głos i jest bardzo chujowy. Tak bardzo niemęski. Tylko co ja mam zrobić? Kapsuła?
Inside is the gift Alpha gave me for helping the Trantorians. A piece of Trantonite, the only one left on Earth. I'll take it. Great.
Aha.
Now I just have to hide it somewhere.
Granat tam masz.
Well, not that I care much, but it may be a good way to get rid of all the evidence that the Trantorians ever visited this pretty little island. Let's see now. First I pull the pin, then I put the grenade inside the capsule, I close the capsule, I walk outside, I throw the capsule towards the lake, and boom! If nobody sees me, cool. And if they do see me, well, I'm supposed to be the man in charge around here, aren't I? So go for it. Gentlemen, you have to be extremely careful when handling grenades. Never, I mean never, in any case, pull the pin before the right time. Oops. A grenade with a USB connection. What have they come up with next?
Granat z USB? Co? Podłącz granat USB do kapsuła. Podłącz?
No. Trantorian.
What the fuck? Granat z USB. No tak, co jeszcze wymyślą? Tarantula.
Not only do I find her repulsive, but with all this rage.
Dobra, wyjdźmy
I guess
stąd.
as long as I don't get too far from the mind control device and I keep an eye on the entrance so nobody sneaks in, I shouldn't get into any trouble.
Siema. O, O'Connor.
Marine Zachariah O'Connor at your orders. My colonel. My sir. My. Simplify, sir.
Oh,
Simplified.
nice.
I'm here, my sir. Colonel.
I would have never guessed.
Dang it, sir. I mean, I'm not there anymore, my colonel.
Unbelievable. And where is there?
There, sir, my colonel. Where their mission is.
Look, soldier, let's get things straight. Do you even know what Semper Fide means?
Yes, sir. If you yell a lot, it means you're a Marine, sir. I yell it when I don't know what to say, my colonel. Semper Fi.
Semper Fide means ever loyal.
Why, shoot, sir. You just described me. I'm as loyal as a dog. Marine Zachariah O'Connor, always loyal.
No spoko.
What is that mission you were talking about?
Shoot, sir. You're the one who said, give the mission to the dumbest and most unessential soldier in the regiment, sir. And that's me, sir. Marine Zachariah O'Connor. Semper Fi.
What does the mission I asked you to perform consist of?
Recovering the box of Havana cigars for my colonel from the deepest part of the Hawaiian jungle. Sir, my colonel.
I would like a report on this cigar-related mission.
Sir, I'm an elite, I can't write.
Then report to me orally.
What?
Wait, is that where the suppositories go?
Oral means by speaking.
Sir, yes, sir. The helicopter
Yeah.
performed the Havana cigar drop far away
Yeah.
at the wrong coordinates on the island. Colonel, they were in the middle of the jungle, so I headed there. More scared than embarrassed, sir.
Why were you afraid to go into the jungle?
Monkeys, sir! Those sneaky monkeys that tried to steal my cap and threw coconuts at me.
Kokosami.
Couldn't you defend yourself from the monkeys?
Yes, sir! I glued my cap to my scalp using the regulation glue, my colonel. The bad thing is that the monkeys didn't have your cigars, sir.
Zapieram klej.
I'm taking away the glue you used to glue your cap onto your head.
That's the regulation survival glue, sir. It's all yours, sir.
I wasn't familiar with this brand, soldier.
Ej, jeszcze chcę pogadać.
I didn't know we had regulation survival glue.
The rules are a bit complicated, sir, but they say, in order to impede the dehydration caused by colitis, dysentery, and other agents, which lead to uncontrolled rectal evacuation. As soon as a soldier detects the first symptoms, he or she is required to apply the regulation glue to the site of expulsion of the waste product. I don't understand all that stuff about dehydration, or colitis, or dysentery, or evacuation, or rectal or waste expulsion, but the important thing is I learned it
nic
by
nie
heart and
rozumiem.
I can regurgitate it on command. Sir!
Ja.
Rectal means where you put your suppositories.
Wyjaśnijmy mu.
Why, shucks, sir. I don't know what to say. Semper Fi.
Simplified.
If you don't understand what you're saying, why memorize it?
To say something smart once in a while, my colonel, sir. Plus, don't forget, I almost never know what I'm talking about. Semper Fi.
Let's just move on to another subject. Who had Kordsmeyer's cigars then? I mean, my cigars. Your colonel, sir.
These awful zillion-year-old geezers, a Japanese guy and a German who looked like they just came out of a war movie in black and white. They had smoked 7 of my colonel's cigars. My colonel, sir. But I managed to get the remaining cigars back and skedaddle out of
To
there.
dawaj mi te cygara.
I'm starting to believe that you have a knack for intelligence.
How'd you figure that out? Sir, I sent my application into intelligence services, but since I'm a moron, I'm not sure they'll let me in.
Aha.
Just how much of a moron are you?
A total moron, utter and complete, sir. Marine Zachariah O'Connor,
Yeah.
at your orders.
Jakie
A-class,
zjazdy?
nincompoop. Oh, sir,
Co?
my colonel.
Nie wiem, czy
If
musimy
you're
o
a
tym
moron,
gadać,
how
ale
do you intend to get
ja po
accepted
prostu
into the
chcę.
intelligence services?
Precisely
Bawi
because
mnie
I'm a
to.
moron. Sir, I'm the perfect candidate for espionage stuff. Because nobody'd ever suspect I have anything to do with intelligence work.
What do you use that pretty little head for?
To keep my insides from getting wet, Colonel.
You're right. Your intelligence is a topic we're better off avoiding. At ease, soldier?
Always loyal.
Po co wam głowa? Żeby deszcz nie padał do środka. Dobra, mam klej, mam trantonit, mam 2 pistolety i 2 noże. Spoko. No i granat oczywiście, nie? Na USB. Spoko. Też sobie takie sprawię. Co my tutaj mamy? Mamy tego Conora, pudełko.
It's full of coconuts. Okay.
O co, wezmę kokosa?
They grow some fine coconuts around here. It's twice as big as the ones they sell at those upscale supermarkets in New
A
York.
widzisz, bo to są naturalne. W sumie...
O'Connor is so oblivious that he's not even surprised by the fact that I, the colonel who ordered him to get the cigars back, haven't even put them in my tent yet. I don't smoke, but what the heck?
What the heck?
1982? That thing is older than I am. I know that sounds weird because of my current appearance, but try not to forget that I'm actually a debonair collegiate youth with handsome blue eyes.
No on nie ma jednego oka.
If things...
Bierzemy.
I could drive far away, hide the Trantonite without anybody seeing me, and come back, but I don't dare stray too far from my real body and the mind control device.
Okidogi. Mogę coś z tym zrobić? Mogę, nie wiem, otworzyć kokosa?
Okay, I'll use the other knife for leverage too, just in case.
O,
While I was
proszę.
at it, I drank the coconut
Lol.
milk inside and ate the meat. It was amazingly tasty.
Ciekawe jak takie mleko smakuje z kokosa. No nigdy nie piłem. A chciałbym kiedyś spróbować. O, może granat do środka włożyć.
That doesn't seem like a good idea.
Nie no, w sumie granat musi iść tam. O,
Not the best hiding place in the world, but at least it'll be out of sight and has a protective shell.
dobre. Co, dobra kryjówka. I może zakleję.
Right, if I do this, it'll be a lot harder to figure out that the Trantonite is inside. In any case, I still have to find a way to keep the soldiers from finding it when they come to arrest Kordsmeyer.
Okej. Zaraz to w końcu go zakleił, czy nie?
I think it's glued in there.
Dobra. I co teraz? Mam go wyrzucić, czy jak? No idź. Teleportuj się. Nie. Tam.
No, I'm a bit freaked out about getting too far.
Co, mam wrócić się do namiotu? O, granat. A co z cygarem? Może mam, nie wiem, tytoń?
No. That's not... I don't know what good it would... I don't know...
Nie wiem, no. Może zabiję tarantulę.
I'm no murderer. Kordsmeyer is, but not me.
No to co? Zabiłbyś ją i byłby święty spokój. W sumie... Co ja gadam, też bym nie zrobił. A co, może kokosa wrzucę tam?
I don't think...
No to zaraz. Wrzucisz tam
No.
to, czy nie? Masz. Podłącz granat do Brian.
That's disgusting.
To obrzydliwe. Nie, tam w środku raczej nic. Dobra. Zobaczmy jeszcze raz tak od prawej do lewej, co mamy. Może się popatrz.
Those are the world-famous tiki ruins, one of the main tourist attractions on this lovely island. I recently discovered that they were actually built by Trantorians.
Okej. Co ty sobie grasz? Kto ci pozwolił? Pudełko, hammer, coś tu jeszcze było. Pudełko. No tutaj coś jest. Chyba, że to. Chyba, że dwa znaczniki oznaczają pudełko. Może.
I don't think O'Connor will...
Na pewno jeszcze tu nic nie ma. Nie. Pogadamy z nim jeszcze. Przewania kleju. Czego dotyczy misja, którą kazałem wam wykonać?
What does the mission I asked you to perform consist of?
Recovering the box of Havana cigars for my colonel from the deepest part of the Hawaiian jungle. Sir, my colonel.
What do the regulations say about the use of the glue?
In order to impede the dehydration caused by colitis, dysentery, and other agents which lead to uncontrolled rectal evacuation. As soon as a soldier detects the first symptoms, he or she is required to apply the regulation glue to the site of expulsion of the waste product.
Let's
Dobra, nie ma nic.
Always.
Masz zjedz kokosa.
Great idea. Soldier!
Yes, sir.
What?
Colonel, sir.
I'm gonna give you a
Serio?
coconut. I know you have a lot of them already, but this one here is special.
Does it bite?
No. What you gotta do with it is hide the
No.
thing. In the place where I put my
Tak sobie
suppositories.
kliknąłem.
No. Well, not necessarily.
Ale okej.
Put it wherever you want, but hide the thing. I don't want anyone to know you've got it.
I'll protect it with my life. That coconut is now worth more than my own head, my colonel.
Good. You only give
Co-
it to someone
co?
who says this password
Nie
to you.
doczytałem,
We
bo
all know the
popatrzyłem
truth.
się w inną stronę.
Life consists of how we
Że
choose to
kokos
distort.
jest
We all know the truth.
ważniejszy
Life
niż
consists
jego
of how
co?
we choose to distort it. Sir, password memorized. My colonel, sir.
Perfect. When all this is over and things calm down, either Gina or I could go find O'Connor, give him the password, and get the Trantonite back.
Mam się wrócić? Może teraz będę mógł granata.
No, Trantorian technology probably...
Nie? Może
That's
do Gina.
disgusting.
Disgusting.
No. Speak with myself.
Mówić do siebie to
That's insane.
wariactwo. Kapsuła, Brian, Gina, Tarantula. Może tam bardziej troszkę w prawo coś jest? Ja pierdzielę. Serio. Laptop, o. Ach, cholera jasna. Gdzie jest, no.
Okie doke. Let's see if I get lucky and find some explosive information. I hit the jackpot. The USB grenade contains information on lots of different fraudulent activities Kordsmeyer has taken part in. The money he embezzled from the military budgets, hiring Tarantula. There's enough in here to get him to rot in jail for a couple of consecutive life sentences.
Telefon. Możemy z kimś pogadać.
Get Lieutenant Colonel Chapman on the horn.
As you wish.
Chapman.
Lieutenant Colonel Chapman, come to my tent immediately. I order you to arrest me, along with Tarantula, my accomplice, for the crimes of embezzlement, fraud, and abuse of power. Since I may eventually deny all this, let me mention that the documents which prove it that...
Keep still, soldier boy.
Aha. O, Brian zabił go, ale pod kontrolą tarantuli.
After hearing Brian Basco's deeply buried and confused memories,
O proszę.
these are my conclusions regarding what really took place on Mala Island. The Army arrived to provide backup for a scientific operation, observing the falling of a small meteorite in the central lake on Mala Island. With the help of the mercenary, who Basco refers to as Tarantula, Colonel Kordsmeyer intended to steal the core of the meteorite, or in other words, the Trantonite, before the scientists arrived. When Brian Basco showed up, asking for Gina, who had fallen into the lake from an airplane, the colonel decided to get rid of him without providing any further explanation. With the Army refusing to help, Basco stole some diving equipment and the military uniform he mentioned. And he rescued Gina, who was lying unconscious in an underwater cave inhabited by sea turtles, which he referred to as the Trantorian spacecraft and its alien crew. He was exhausted and nearly frozen to death. This explains his paranoid inventions related with Alaska. He made it to the surface with Gina and got some help from the military in the end. And while they were waiting inside of a tent, Kordsmeyer came in to make sure they didn't know anything about his plans. That is the moment Tarantula chose to betray the colonel in order to steal the coveted meteorite core herself. She put a gun in Brian Basco's hand at a time when he didn't even have the strength to move. She held her hand over Brian Basco's, forcing him to press the trigger. And she shot Kordsmeyer. Going into shock clouded Basco's memory. And in the meantime, Tarantula escaped. Chapman
Miss
detained
Palmer?
Basco, committed suicide.
To jest Tarantula.
I don't have a clue who this Tarantula really is, but I trust that if we find
Ja
her,
pierniczę.
life will become a lot easier for Brian Basco.
Ale suk. Chciałem powiedzieć suka i sucz jednocześnie.
Allow me to explain the
Cały czas nas
situation to you, Judge.
obserwowała.
You will write up a report declaring Brian Basco guilty, based on the evidence found by Dr. Bennett.
That evidence doesn't exist.
It does. The recordings from the hypnotherapy sessions, Chapman's email.
Both prove he's innocent.
They'll never know. Tonight, Gina Timmons will force open the door of this house and she'll destroy all the evidence.
You'll never get that report, even if you threaten to kill me.
You're already dead. After destroying the evidence, Gina will shoot you 5 times, point blank. After that, she'll take the gun, put it in her own mouth, and...
Have you no scruples? You planned it all out?
Not everything. My dilemma, dear Judge, is whether to order 2 coffins or 3. Start writing.
O cholera. O, jeszcze gramy? O proszę. Ała. Aż tak strzeliło? No w sumie mi też tak czasami kości strzelają, że aż się
A
boję.
few years ago, that day I fell down dancing and dislocated my thumb, I would have never imagined I would actually be thankful for new flexibility in my thumb. Otherwise, I'd still be stuck in those handcuffs. And as for opening them with a tie pin, well, we all have a past, but getting back to the present. I can't escape or I run the risk that Tarantula will make Gabbo and Judge Whitley pay for it. So I guess all I can do is try to ask for help. But how? And from who?
Myślałem z początku, że ktoś tu stoi. Człowiek normalny. Znowu śmietnik.
Smells nice. Clean, unironed clothes. Let's see if there's anything useful in there. Pretty scarf.
O proszę. Co to jest? Klapa w podłodze? Jak
It's the entrance to one of those neat laundry chutes.
Jak w podłodze? Jak to jest na ścianie? To ja fest mam spolszczenie, wow. No dobra.
Luckily,
Nie,
they're
dobra,
meat.
to nic nieważnego jest. Popatrz na półki. Butelki z
I'll just take
sokiem.
one. Citrus Splash Extreme Juice.
Cytrusowy chlust. Ekstremalny cytrusowy chlust. Co tu mamy? Popatrz na
I'd
pół.
say I have nothing to clean. If there were any sheets, I could tie them together and lower my body down to the street, but A, I don't intend to escape, and B, this is not a movie.
No. Ale to jest
It's
gra.
empty.
O, wiadro. Co tu jeszcze mamy? Tu mamy 2 znaczniki.
There's a small iron, like a travel iron.
To weź żelazko.
It's brand new.
Okej. Szalik. I co teraz?
I was just thinking. If you play with the subtitles on and you notice a lot of typos, don't worry. It's just the dyslexic scriptwriter who messed up again.
Dużo
Let's get back to
literówek.
it. Listen up, because I'm about to give you some priceless assistance. Such a pleasant night out, isn't it? Don't you feel like getting some fresh air?
Aha, dyslektycy, tak? Może dlatego mam też w tłumaczeniu w polskiej wersji takie coś. Chociaż wątpię, no, pomylić ścianę z podłogą to już nie dysleksja. No i co, mam coś
That's
zrobić?
not iron safe.
Prasowania,
I'll
szalik
wait till a
mogę.
better time.
Szpilka do krawata,
I think I've come up with...
to...
Okay, but while I'm at it,
O,
I have emptied every single one on the shelves to make sure the bucket was nice and full.
a po co mi to? Okej, może teraz żelazo?
That's not iron safe.
No jak to nie? Może to
That won't
nasączę.
work. That makes...
Czemu nie?
That doesn't sound... I think
Mam
I've
już
come up
lepszy
with...
pomysł, to nie. Czyli tutaj nic. To może... Na czym możemy? Włącznik światła, drzwi, okno... Żelazko...
Nah. That does...
Wybijmy
The glass
szybę.
would break and the noise would alert Tarantula. Nope.
Nope. A, to może...
It's closed.
Wyjrzyj przez okno.
Looks like the same bum we saw when we got here. Assuming he's just asleep or drunk, I've clearly found someone to ask for help now. This isn't going to be easy, though, since he's at least 10 floors down. And if I yell, Tarantula will hear me before that bum does.
A, no jakby stąd tak spaść, no to ciekawie byłoby. Na przykład możemy zrobić
Iron it?
coś.
I think not, but... Call the cops.
Wezwij gliny. Dobre. Dobre,
I think it's
wypaliliśmy
obvious
na
what I'll be using it
szaliku
for.
napis. Ale teraz musielibyśmy spuścić ten szalik. Spuścić ten szalik. No ale to okno... Zaraz.
Okay, I'll do it. But first, I should wake up the bum, right?
Aha, obudzić żula.
That sounds good. A juice bath will certainly wake that bum up.
No
I'll let the
nie.
scarf hang out of the window so he sees my message after the juice in the bucket spills on him and wakes him up.
Oh, I don't believe it. I'm going to have to tie you up now.
Rozdział 6 nadciąga koniec. Nadciąga koniec, ale nadciągnie koniec w następnym odcinku, a co ona zrobiła? No, miała wylać to. A jakby zrzuciła to wiadro i by się nie wylało, to by tak leciało sobie to w dół leciało i by pierdyknęło w tego żula, zabiłoby go i koniec. Po ucieczce. Dobra, zobaczymy co w następnym odcinku. Nie wiem, czy następny odcinek będzie trwał czy rozdział następny będzie trwał 1 czy 2 odcinki. Na pewno raczej nie dłużej. No ale póki co się z wami żegnam. Dzięki za oglądanie, mam nadzieję, że się podobało. Jeśli tak, to like i komentarz i do zobaczenia w następnym odcinku. Trzymajcie się, cześć!